What is going on, Multiversers? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about none other than Godzilla potentially coming to Multiverses as a playable character because his chances have just shot up significantly. So let's discuss. The Monsterverse itself is going to be expanding its presence in a big way. Pun intended, because Monsterverse, duh. Alright, but so Legendary Entertainment, you know, the movie studio, the one that makes the Monsterverse movies, yeah, them. They put out a statement saying that Dune and Monsterverse are going to be their flagship franchises moving forward. Now, what do you do with a flagship franchise? Well, you want to try to maximize profits, and you're going to try to push the name out there even more than you did. You're going to explore brand new avenues that you've never done before, potentially, or a lot more than you used to. So the tweet again stating that both of these IPs will expand beyond just their films because they're going to explore other realms of entertainment, such as video games, which Multiversus happens to be, right? So what's very funny, we've had a very similar situation that just happened last week with a different franchise and a different company. And what would that franchise be? Friday the 13th. The Jason Universe announcement, where they pretty much announced something very similar to what we just read from Legendary Entertainment. Friday the 13th is going to be spanning a wide range of platforms that include video games. So I believe this announcement came out last Wednesday or last Thursday. Well, guess what happened a few days after that? Jason Voorhees was in Multiverses. So I'm just saying, the two situations are pretty identical, right? Got one company saying, hey, we're going to be expanding into, big ways, and then Jason comes into the game. And now you get the Monsterverse, IP holders going, hey, we're going to be expanding into games as well as other things. So Godzilla's chances have to go up, right? I would think so, but I do want to clarify, this does not guarantee Godzilla to be playable. They're two different situations. They do have their similarities, but it's not a guarantee. Although Godzilla's chances still got to be looked at as, I would say, pretty high, because this next information is actually pretty big. So we're going to start with, there is an account over on Twitter who's been around since pretty much Multiverses began, and it is the Godzilla for Multiverses account. They are an incredible person. They are a massive Godzilla fan. They have over 3,500 followers and like-minded fans that just want to see the King of Monsters join the Multiverses roster. And this fan demand has been there since Multiverses, like I said, was first announced. So there's already the demand for the character. And what helps it even more, the devs have even wanted Godzilla in the game at 1.2. How do we know that? Well, old data mines revealed Godzilla himself had work done on an actual character, including at least 5 attacks for his moveset, and those attacks even had names. It wasn't just move 1, move 2, move 3. No, the moves had names. They're pretty simple, but you get the idea. And those moves were called Stomp. All right, pretty simple. Godzilla stomps. Cool. Drop kick. It has to be this drop kick, right? This has to be the drop kick Godzilla would do. Oh, we all want to see it. We all want to see it. But then he's got lob attack, spawn a building. I can imagine him, the building spawning and then maybe pushes it over or something. Or maybe uses it as a shield. I'm not sure, but spawn a building, and then something to do with breath. I'm not sure what Godzilla has to do with breath. That was sarcasm. But the point is, the devs have worked on this character before. They wanted Godzilla in their game at some point. They want that. We have one colossal character already with Iron Giant, and a colossal character needs a colossal-sized friend. Godzilla and Iron Giant. Who wants to see that interaction, please? Yes, sign me up. I want to see that reveal trailer so bad. But again, I guess the new question that arises, what happened with all the old data that the devs had been, using and making Godzilla? What happened to all that? Where'd it go? Well, we don't have an official answer, but the safest guess would be Multiverses, the devs, they did not have the proper licensing agreement at the time, so they couldn't publish it, right? You can work on stuff for fun, but it doesn't mean you can use it unless you have the proper agreement. So that's probably the safest guess why we haven't seen it. So we could kind of guesstimate here. The devs put that work for Godzilla on the back burner for now. And of course, with this brand new information that, you know, the Monsterverse is going to be expanding its presence into video games, Godzilla's ready made for multiverses, like literally. And plus, if you think about it, the Monsterverse itself can have a massive presence inside the game, other than just a playable Godzilla character. You can have, here's my very realistic mock-up of a boss battle of King Ghidorah. Could you imagine this? King Ghidorah, and you have to take out each individual head. But if you're not fast enough, the head will regenerate, and then you'll have to take it out again. So that could be a very fun thing that they put into their Rift mode, because Rift mode will have boss battles. So what about King Ghidorah boss battle? Wouldn't that be cool? Sign me up for that. And I just thought about this. What about a player banner? What about an animated banner? They've had a couple animated banners during the open beta, but what if they have one of Godzilla just kind of like shooting his atomic breath straight into the air? Wouldn't that be kind of cool? I'd rock that banner. That'd be cool. And then Godzilla himself has many different possibilities for like alternate costumes. Of course, you got the Mecha Godzilla possibility. That would be cool. People would buy that. People would buy that. Or you could even go with the original 1954 movie, the movie suit Godzilla. What about that? Go with that too. People would enjoy this. This, like, Godzilla is massive. Again, no pun intended, but he really is. So if Multiverses, if the devs at one point wanted him, who's to say that this new news doesn't make the devs go, hang on a second, we need to revisit this topic like right now. We need to get in contact with people at WB that can then get in contact with the correct people. So if you don't know who owns Godzilla, who owns the licensing to that, it is a company that's called Toho. So you'd have to get, but Toho and WB, they've worked together before with Godzilla related stuff. So I'm sure that this new announcement, you know, has opened their eyes to more possibilities. So if Player First Games really wants it, and they know the fan demand is there, but if the devs really want it, they already have some work done on a character that they probably put on the back burner that's basically almost ready made. And could you imagine that? Season 2, monsters as a theme, and you get something like Godzilla happening? Oh, that would be dope. That would be so cool. But, you know, again, this is more speculation and hoping than anything, because like I stated earlier, this is not a guarantee Godzilla's coming into Multiverses, but a similar situation has just recently happened with Friday the 13th, and we see how that happened. And now the Monsterverse wants to expand its presence. Well, guess what? You can expand it right into Multiverses. There's plenty of ways to do so, like we mentioned. But I guess that's pretty much going to be it for this video, so I'm just going to leave the final question. Anybody that's, well, this far into the video, would you want Godzilla as a playable character? Would he be on your list? Would you be hyped about that? I think the best way to put that is, if Godzilla comes into Multiverses, it would just be massive.